Hey history buffs! Today I'm taking you on a journey back to 1924 Australia. Picture a time when jazz music was all the rage and the world was just beginning to recover from the aftermath of World War I. Life in Australia a century ago was both familiar and strange. The population was just over 6 million and the majority lived in rural areas. Imagine vast open spaces with small towns dotting the landscape. The cities like Sydney and Melbourne were bustling centres of trade and culture. Back then, the average Australian lived a simpler life. Most households didn't have the modern conveniences we take for granted today. No internet, no smartphones, and definitely no Netflix. Instead, families gathered around radios for entertainment and news. Radio was the cutting-edge technology of the time, bringing the world into Australian homes for the first time. Agriculture was the backbone of the economy. Many Australians worked as farmers, graziers, or in related industries. Wheat, wool, and dairy were major exports, and the work was often hard and labour-intensive. But it fostered a strong sense of community and self-reliance. In 1924, the Australian lifestyle was also shaped by a rich cultural tapestry. The country was home to diverse waves of immigrants, including British, Irish, Italian, and Greek communities. These groups brought their own traditions, foods, and festivals, making Australian society vibrant and multicultural. Sport played a huge role in daily life. Cricket, rugby, and Australian rules football were wildly popular. The passion for these sports brought people together and created a shared national identity. However, it wasn't all rosy. Indigenous Australians faced significant hardships, including systemic discrimination and loss of land. The government policies of the time aimed at assimilation rather than respecting Indigenous cultures and rights. It's a stark reminder of the complex and often painful history that shapes nations. Education was becoming more accessible, and there was a growing emphasis on public schooling. Children were expected to complete primary education, and more opportunities for higher education were emerging. Women were beginning to enter the workforce in greater numbers, although they still faced many barriers to equality. So there you have it, a snapshot of life in Australia 100 years ago. It's fascinating to see how far we've come and to reflect on the challenges and triumphs of the past. If you enjoyed this peek into history, make sure to like and subscribe for more captivating stories from the past. Thanks for watching.